Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. By far the most exciting Sunday of the season so far. The highest and the lowest, let me show you. It was overtime, Minnesota and Green Bay. The Vikes had the ball. Tommy Kramer pulled out. This one was intended for Ahmad Rashad. He juggled it with one hand, brought it down, broke a tackle, dashed into the end zone, 50 yards. The Vikes win in overtime. Tim Mazzetti with a chance to win for Atlanta against Detroit. Time running out. A 45-yard attempt wide to the right. And last year's hero is this year's GOAT as Atlanta loses and Mazzetti, for the second straight week, fails to connect on a big one. The best game of the day. It was the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills, and what a wild one. Here is Tommy Newton exploding for Walt Michaels and the Jets. 52 yards on the run, 10-6, Jets in command. Watch Richard Todd now go to Mickey Schuler, 27 yards. This play will go down to the 25-yard line. 3 plays later, the Jets scored again. It was 17-6 Jets, and it looked easy when Todd hit Wesley Walker with this score, 24-12. But back came Joe Ferguson. Last play of the half, biggest play of the game. It's tipped in the air, and from out of nowhere, Jerry Butler for the score, 24-19. Ferguson and Butler were just warming up. Here it is again, down the near sideline. Butler, 73 yards on this score. It was 26-24 Buffalo. They weren't finished. On the day, Butler caught 10 passes for 255 yards. The record for one game is 303 yards. 3 touchdown passes, Ferguson to Butler. Then Richard Todd tried to rally the Jets. He's hit this time. Fumbled. Picked up by the defensive lineman. Dashed into the end zone. It was 40-24. Buffalo and Chuck Knox in command. Ferguson on the day, 5 touchdown passes. This one to Joe Shipp. Final score was 46-31. And Jane, let's take everybody around the league right now and get them up to date with everything. There's the final score. Detroit 24, Atlanta 23, as Mazzetti missed the field goal. And Rashad in overtime, 27-21. Minnesota wins that one. Pittsburgh rallies against Baltimore 17-13.
Brent, despite numerous injuries, the Steelers still pulled it out on a 28-yard pass from Terry Bradshaw to Benny Cunningham with 5:41 left in the game.
The Jets, that final score against Buffalo is 46-31. And in overtime, it was Houston 30, Cincinnati 27.
Houston's Tony Fritsch won the game with only 38 seconds left in overtime after the Oilers had been trailing 24-0 in the first half.
And in a wild game, San Diego had a chance to win it, and then they missed out. Patriots win 27-21.
New England held off a late San Diego rally as linebacker Steve Nelson intercepted a pass in the end zone, and the Patriots ran out the clock.
Oakland in trouble, losing to Kansas City 35-7.
Kansas City dominated this game, paced by an 88-yard punt return by J.T. Smith and a 70-yard pass with an interception by Gary Barbero.
Washington and Jack Pardee put it together. 17-7 is the final. The Redskins there. Now at the half, of course, the game you're watching, Eagles lead the Giants 14-6. The Bears are ahead of Miami 6-3. That game is in the third period. Also in the second period, in a driving rainstorm in Tampa, it's 21-6 Buccaneers over the Rams right now. New Orleans trailing San Francisco by a point. That game is at the half right now. And in a big one out west, Seattle 20, Denver 10. That game is at the half right now. Irv, you got some highlights, Atlanta, Detroit. I can't believe everything that's going on this afternoon.
A lot of excitement this afternoon. But you know, remember what Monty Clark said before this game started? If we don't beat the Atlanta Falcons, our season is over.
Not over yet, right?
Not over yet, because they hung on to win by 1 point, 24-23 in the Pontiac Superdome. But the game started out on a shaky foot for the Lions as Jeff Comlo fumbles the ball deep in his own territory. Atlanta recovers, and Steve Bartkowski goes over on a quarterback sneak. This was in the third quarter. The score is 10-10. Comlo comes back here again, this time a little more confidence, hits number 89, Luther Blue upfield, which sets up his next scoring opportunity for the Lions. Comlo going upfield again. Guess who? 89, Luther Blue, touchdown. Detroit takes a 17-16 lead. Comlo did a pretty good job. Rookie out of Delaware hands the ball off here to Rick Kane, who goes off his left tackle, and he rambles 26 yards, touchdown, 24-16 Detroit. But you know the Atlanta Falcons are a never-say-die team. Bartkowski handing the ball off to Haskell Stanback here. He breaks off his right tackle, goes upfield 55 yards, touchdown, too little too late. The Lions held on to win 24-23. The St. Louis Cardinals and Washington Redskins, you know when they get together, they're always fireworks. The Redskins had won 5 out of 6 games prior to this weekend's game today make it 6 out of 7. The second offensive play of the game, Hart to O.J. Anderson, pass, fumble, and the ball rolls around to the end zone. Nobody can come up with it, but Don Hover finds a handle for the Washington Redskins, and Redskins take a 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Joe Theismann had a pretty good day working at quarterback today. The Redskins have become an opportunistic team this year. You break a coverage, they'll find the open man. Broken coverage, Buddy Hardem makes the catch, 35-yard touchdown. Washington takes a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Jim Hart trying to get his club back on the board, hands off to Theodis Brown. He goes over, touchdown, 14-7 Washington. Late in the game, Cardinals trying to come back. Hart going for a 2-yard pass, can't get it. Lamar Parrish intercepts, and the Washington Redskins hold on to win 17-7.
We've updated score right now. Miami has scored again. They're ahead of Chicago now 10-6. And in baseball, 7-4. Montreal a winner over Philadelphia. Pittsburgh downs the Chicago Cubs 6-0. Herman Frank says he will not be back next year. Cincinnati beats Houston 7-1 is the final there. And here's Terry Bradshaw, the Steelers. Under pressure. Avoids the rush. Gets it off. Batted in the air. Nasby Glasgow of the Colts intercepts. And Baltimore went ahead on a field goal. Then it was Bradshaw. Watch his protection. 47 yards. John Stallworth, it was 7-3 after the extra point. Landry of the Colts looking for Roger Carr as the Colts regained the lead 10-7 after the extra point. Bradshaw was injured, then returned. Call for the tight end screen. Fake to the right and sent it back to the left, and there was Benny Cunningham. 17-13. Pittsburgh a winner against Baltimore. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
It's my half, and I'm dumping it.
Archie's new partner is Jewish, and you know what that means.
You ate my pot!
Archie Bunker's Place premieres tonight.